Perfect. Let's talk about forgiveness.
Okay.
Dr. Luskin, what does forgiveness mean? If someone does not ask me to forgive them, do I still need to forgive?
Well, the second part is easier. You forgive for yourself, not for someone else. You forgive because unforgiveness is a burden for you. It can make your muscles tight, your body tight, or your mind tight. So I don't forgive because you ask. I mean, I can, but I forgive because it releases me. The definition of forgiveness is along that line. Forgiveness is like letting go of blame, letting go of an argument with the past, letting go of kind of a grudge. So you make peace with your own life.
Is forgiveness different from reconciliation?
Yes, because forgiveness is internal. I change my thinking, I change my feeling, I change the story I tell. Reconciliation is I change a relationship. So I can forgive you and still not be part of your life. I can be part of your life and not forgive you.
Gotcha. And moving forward, how can I forgive someone who has hurt me deeply?
Well, you have to start by really acknowledging that you were hurt deeply. That it starts with suffering and anger and frustration and fear. And you feel those things. And then after a while, the feelings need somewhere to go. So many of us lock them into place with bitterness. Other people start letting them go and moving on. Forgiveness is the decision by some people to let those negative feelings go and move on with their lives.
Become, or anyone can become a more forgiving person.
Yes. How do
Naturally,
you become perfect?
Yeah, is there a human inclination for that, or you really have to work at it?
Both.
Both?
Yeah. There's a human inclination and you need to work at it. How do you become more forgiving? You start with small, simple things. So somebody cuts you off in traffic, you forgive them. Somebody gives you bad service at a restaurant, you forgive them. You forgive things that have nothing to do with you. You stop arguing about politics. You just become more forgiving. The second piece of that is you practice with the people you love. And that's the best practice for forgiveness. So you forgive your partner and your parents and your kids and your friends, and that's how you become good at it.
You say that this is based on the principle, that we are not perfect. So assuming that I'm not perfect, I have to forgive myself and then forgive you. Otherwise, you assume, a path of perfection that really isn't real. Am I in the right path?
And that's abundantly true. And our imperfection often causes us to misperceive what other people have done. So we don't even know that we're seeing it clearly what it is that we're not forgiving.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about a little bit about your research. What ideas or actions do you suggest to help people forgive and make peace with each other?
Well,
at the society level?
Yeah. Well, the basic thing is you have to make a decision that I want to be one happier, but freer of the bitterness. Like I don't want to carry around this weight. So that's where it starts. Some of the practices would be focus on what's good. Like no matter who you're upset with, if you can't focus on what they did that's good, focus on other good people in your life so you don't have such a distorted view. Wake up in the morning and count your blessings so you can handle the stuff that's not so good. Practice compassion to recognize that everybody gets hurt by somebody, and that's part of the deal. You know, it's like, well, get over yourself a little bit. These are generalizable practices that help people be more forgiving.
Moving forward, almost on the end of our interview, I just have a few more questions. Let's talk about Charlie Kirk and Tyler Robinson, who is said to have killed him, allegedly. Do you have an idea of what kind of a person, as a psychologist, what kind of person Tyler Robinson is, like his profile? Or do you think this was a political crime? Or do you think that, you know, it was a passionate crime? Or what do you make from a psychologist's mind about this crime, Tyler Robinson versus Charlie Kirk?
I don't know what it matters. Murdering somebody is not good. Making believe that you understand why they did it, I don't know how hopeful that is or how accurate it is. I mean, I do things that I don't understand myself. I certainly don't know why somebody I never met would do something as awful as murder somebody. But the murder itself is the problem, not the why.
Understood. And what do you think about Erica Kirk saying in public, very much so, that she forgave Tyler Robinson? Should she have done this in private instead?
You know, I thought it was a lovely statement. It's none of my business at some level what she does with her suffering. If it made her feel better to publicly absolve the murderer, all power to her. It's her suffering, not mine. Her husband was murdered. So if you ask me, should it be public or private? It's not my business. The only concern I would have is all the people who are watching her and throwing their opinions around her. She's the one who lost a husband in a brutal way. It would be nice to be generous-spirited to however she copes with this.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now, in our survey, most college students said that Tyler Robinson does not deserve the death penalty. Do you think whether religious or not are usually willing to forgive in general?
People who actually practice their religion tend to be more forgiving. People who simply identify as a religion, it doesn't have much impact. But if you practice the religion and pray and read scripture and try to live it, it leads to more forgiveness. But simply saying, I'm a Buddhist or a Christian or a Jew, doesn't have much impact.
Go ahead.
Personally, I'm not in support of the death penalty. But I know people who are forgiving who do support the death penalty. That they can forgive the person for doing stuff but believe that this is the right consequence for murder. In my book, I don't share that, but the forgiveness and the punishment aren't always the same.
Thank you. And finally, should society forgive Tyler Robinson as a whole? If so, can you explain the difference between forgiving a crime and punishing it?
Well, that's what I've been trying to focus on. So, if this person is found guilty of the crime in a court of law, there's got to be punishment. The punishment is done by the secular world. It's a legitimate response to murder. The people really close to Charlie Kirk have some real forgiveness to do around the fact that he was murdered. People like me, we have nothing to do with it. You know, it's like it's somebody else's drama, and it doesn't matter what I think.
And now your final remarks, your final message. So I open now the mic for you, whatever you want to say, and just a comment then. If we need so much forgiveness, I didn't actually send you this question, but I'm thinking now, if the world and people need so much forgiveness, are we inherently bad? Or I won't say bad, but are we inherently faulty and imperfect? So it would be better than everybody to accept that forgiveness is a reality, rather than be so determined to be so stiff that you're not going to be able to forgive the other because, you really think of yourself highly and almost perfect.
Human beings are hardwired for forgiveness and revenge. The question is, what's most appropriate in any particular situation? They're both important human qualities. You want to make sure that the few times revenge is needed, it's applied. So when the United States was attacked in Pearl Harbor, responding that way was appropriate. There are times when it is in everybody's best interest to forgive. So sometimes if your partner cheats on you, they make a mistake and they change, it's far better to keep the family together if you can and forgive. The question revolves around wisdom. Which is right now best, not just for me, but the people for whom this impacts. I believe that forgiveness is under-expressed and under-taught in our country. So we don't have enough opportunity to make the best decision as to when to do it. If we had more modeling and more practice and more teaching, then people would choose it more, and it would help balance an overemphasis on grievance and bad will. So that would be my answer to you.
Thank you. And how to balance more ethical human beings or more spiritual human beings, or a combination of both?
Well, forgiveness has a spiritual element, it has a justice element, but it also simply has a health element, Like if you get mad all the time, you're not going to have a healthy life.
All right. Okay, thank you so much.